Hello, today I'm going to be reviewing my Pulsar Xlite version 2 Mini that just came in, and it is really good, especially for 80 bucks. It is probably one of the best wireless mice you can get, period, for 80 bucks. And that's even counting Glorious than their wireless mice. And that's because build quality and shape. First of all, comparing this with my Model D, which is the most similar mouse I have to this because it's actually ambidextrous and it's not symmetrical like my XM1R, which was my old main, but I replaced it since the switches didn't feel that well, or it didn't feel that well. It didn't feel that good after I used them for a while. And also when I held it down and I like moved my hand, or not my hand, my finger to the left a little bit, I noticed there was a huge amount of side wiggle, and that might be my fault, that might not be, I don't know, but there was a huge amount of side wiggle, and it was very noticeable in game. Also, the scroll wheel is getting very dirty, and also the scroll wheel has a little bit of a problem where it kind of hitches for a second. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, it sounds weird, and it feels weird in the hand. It's also wired, and I just don't like that. And also, Endgame isn't sending out their wireless XM2 wireless, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, I have the Pulsar Xlite version 2 Mini, and this is a very good shape for my hands. Not as good as the XM1R because I'm just used to symmetrical mice at this point, but I can still get used to this ambi mouse, and this will be my new main because, again, the XM1R had problems. So this will be my new main because, again, it's wireless, it's 55 grams. This is the lightest mouse I've ever had, even with the Model D and the Razer Viper Death Adder, or Razer Death Adder version 2, even though I've had all like 6 different mice. This is the one that's the lightest, and again, that's saying something because it's wireless and it's 55 grams. That's pretty impressive, but that's not the most important thing to me. Weight is pretty non-consequential for me. I really don't care about weight that much. What I care about is build quality and the shape, and I really like the shape on this. It feels very comfortable in the hand to me, and that should be like a standard for ambidextrous. Oh no shit, it feels comfortable. But with the Model D, it was way too big for me. My palm rests right here, and that's the only place I can actually rest my palm to get a comfortable grip, and it just feels awkward, especially when pressing the right mouse button. It just feels very awkward, and just clicking these also feels very awkward because my palm is right on the top of the mouse. And when I try to adjust it and put my palm like here, I'm basically fingertipping at this point. So this is a much more comfortable shape because I can actually hold it well, and it doesn't feel awkward because I have my palm down here. Whoa, and it just feels like insanely comfortable to me compared to this. And it doesn't have the QC issues. And that was a huge gripe I've had with Glorious, and I've said this multiple times in the past. Their QC, you can tell already by me just like kind of flexing these sides a little bit. There is so much flex, and there's so much creaking on the sides. Nothing. And I'm like actually doing this decently hard, and it's still not creaking at all. And it's just really good build quality. I don't perform well in this in game so far. I've played one match of CSGO out of all games to test it out, and like a couple of games of Minecraft. I did awful because I'm just not used to the shape yet, but it's still a really good shape. I'm just not used to it yet. And also my aim was just really bad both of those games, so yeah, that also helps. But yeah, this will definitely be my new main, and the click feel as well is really good. It is way lighter than the XM1R, so if you want like super tactile KO 8.0s, go for the XM1R. If you don't really care that it's wired, also go for the XM1R. But if you want a kind of lighter feel KO 8.0s with wireless and it's very light, go for this. This is honestly the best, again, one of the best wireless mice you can get for 80 bucks. The only gripe I have with it is that the side buttons don't feel in line with the rest of the clicks because they're not like actual KO 8.0s like the rest of them are. I'm pretty sure I forgot what they use for the side buttons, but they're not KO 8.0s, so they just feel a little weird. But that's fine. I don't use these side buttons that much rather than just voice chatting game. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, it's really not that big of a deal, and I don't really care if there's like post-travel or pre-travel on these as well, because again, it's side buttons. I don't use them that often. I'm sorry for my voice, it's dying. And that is actually one area where the Glorious actually makes up. Wow, what a surprise. The Glorious actually wins something for once, because everything else just kind of sucks. The scroll wheel is also not that good. It's very, very soft. And this is a soft scroll wheel, but it's not like Glorious soft, and it doesn't feel like shit like Glorious does, and it also doesn't squeak. Again, like Glorious does, because Glorious QC is very bad, and I've already detailed all the problems I've had with Glorious QC in the past, but if you want to watch those videos, you can, but I've had multiple problems with their QC in the past, so yeah. But anyways, that's basically it. That is my review of the Pulsar X2 Mini Wireless. It is basically, again, one of the best mice you can get for 80 bucks. That is wireless. And again, that's because of the weight. The QC is insanely good, even though it might look cheap to you. Just trust me, again, I did like a kind of creak test. There was nothing at all. Trust me, the build quality of this is insane, especially compared to Glorious and a lot of other mouse companies. This is insanely good build quality. It's not as good as my Rocat mouse, because Rocat mice are just decently heavy, as well as they don't have holes, and so they don't creak that much. Actually, no, they don't creak at all. But this doesn't creak at all either. So they're both very, very close in terms of build quality, but I would give the slight edge to the Rocat King 150 just because it's heavier feeling and, it doesn't have any holes and stuff like that. And I'm sorry for my voice. I don't know what's happening to it. It's going very, very deep and it's just dying. But anyways, that is it. That is my review of the Pulsar Xlite version 2 Mini. I'm just bad at aiming right now because I'm not used to the shape. And also, again, I'm just generally bad at aiming right now. So, I can't give a huge, like, oh my gosh, this gave me such a improvement in my gaming abilities. No, it didn't. You need to adjust to a mouse shape, and then you can perform well. I mean, getting different mice isn't going to automatically make you better. I'm sorry, unless you have like a dog shit mouse and you're going from like a $30 like awful mouse to like a $120 Logitech Superlight. I wouldn't say that getting a mouse, unless it's like, again, another dog shit shape that you don't like and you're getting like a really good shape that you actually like, or you're getting a huge improvement. Otherwise, I would say that mice don't really improve your aim. It is just you and, how you aim. It is basically almost not the mice, except for, again, some instances, the sense or the shape. If you're not comfortable with that and you get a different mouse, then maybe your aim will improve. But I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent. I already gave my review on this. Very, very good. 80 bucks. Go get it if you want a wireless 55 gram, really good build quality mouse that is better than Glorious, because it's insanely better than Glorious. And I had the Model O wireless to sort of compare, and the build quality on that was also awful. And I got a refund, and I got another one, and it was also bad on that one because, again, I've said this millions of times, the right mouse button, they put way too much lube on it to compensate for the squeaking I had on my old one. So instead of just squeaking on the right mouse button, it was super, super mushy, and it was very uncomfortable, and I could not spam it no matter what to save my life. So I got a refund on it entirely, and thank God Glorious support wasn't that bad. But that's the only positive thing I could say about Glorious, rather than, again, the side buttons and their Qs and their customer service, not QC, and their customer service isn't that bad. But rather than that, that's it, and I'll see you guys later.